Raising teens alone can be brutal. It becomes easier when you are co-parenting with the universe. Welcome to Co-Parenting with the Universe. This is Muriel Felous, your host, and I hope you're doing fabulous. This week, before I go into the topic of the episode, I want to remind you that this Saturday and next Tuesday, so August 20th, 2022, and Tuesday, 23rd of August, we are going to hold our group coaching, and it's a two-part process, two-part workshop to work on shame and literally dissolve it at its source. And we are going to both work on the shame that you may experience about you as a mom, the shame that you may experience about your teenagers' challenges, and that includes what they're doing maybe that is inappropriate, the way they behave, that you feel reflects on you, or like in our case, in our family, we had, if you know the story, two of my teens were really acting out in ways that were not okay, smoking weed, taking the car without my permission at night and stuff like that. But we also had something even harder to the next level. We had a suicidal attempt. And as weird as it may seem, us moms who have stuff like that happen to our kids, we can also carry a little bit of shame about that because somehow, and I know it's crazy, but it comes from unconscious programming and from the message in society that you need to get certain results with your kids if you're a good mom. That says a lot about us. And that adds a layer of suffering to everything else that's going on. Whether it is, like for us, it was a suicidal attempt. There was also a diagnosis of depression with one of my teens. All those difficult moments are difficult enough without adding shame on top of it. I remember specifically telling someone that I thought was my friend about what happened and looking at her eyes and seeing also, maybe you're going to tell me I was projecting and that's possible, but seeing the judgment. And that person, I told her about that and she never called me back to ask how my teen was doing, how we were doing, what was going on. So I knew that there was a lot of judgment. I knew that there was some heavy baggage there. Otherwise, she would have called back. And needless to say that I don't want people like that in my life because and that's another subject. I supported that person when they lost their father, but yet when I needed emotional support, she wasn't there. And that's because of the whole judgment and notion that things like this reflect something about you as a mother. Shame is very, very woven into things for us moms. That's why I'm so insistent on it. That's the third episode that I'm talking about it, and I'm doing a two-part workshop, group coaching about it because it is something that is heavy, painful, and common. So that's what I wanted to remind you, and if you're willing to I was going to say assist. No, that's not what I wanted to say. Attend. You can register, you can join the membership, or you can buy it as a one-time event. Of course, it's cheaper if you are a member, and you can cancel at any time, by the way. I haven't had people canceling on me because we need support, but you're free. So you just have to go to coparentingwiththeuniverse.com/classes and you'll see the two options there. To let you know, if you can't attend both parts live, they can be done independently from each other. They will build on each other, but it doesn't matter which order you do them, in which order you do them. So that's a possibility. Or you can do everything on replay. It's not a problem at all either. You can, after that, ask questions, or if something is unclear, etc., etc. And my membership is still very small, so that's the opportunity for you to get customized coaching from me, because you can ask questions live and we can talk about your specific situation. So that's the announcement for today. And now we're going to go into shame again. And as the title for this episode is saying, we're going to talk about permission as a parenthesis to help dissolve the shame, eliminate the shame. So what do I mean? I spiraled into depression several years ago as a mom because on some level, I could not admit that I did not like my life. And that's because I had so much shame just about thinking about it. I didn't even say it to anyone, not even to myself. I couldn't even think that because in my mind, that meant that I wasn't a good mother. My kids were healthy. They were misbehaving, yes. They were acting out, yes. But I had a job. I was healthy. My kids were healthy. So I didn't have the right to complain. I should be a loving mother and be happy that nothing happened to my kids when so many other moms had it way worse. I had so much shame and everything was on an unconscious level, which is even worse because then you're not aware of it. You just feel yourself going down and down and down and being more and more overwhelmed with having so many plates, like in the circus to spin, or so many balls in the air that you're sinking slowly, slowly. Had I given myself permission to think without judgment, because in that case, that was my self-judgment that was in the way, this wouldn't have gone as low as it went. If I had given myself permission to think that I didn't like my life, and not right away having that thought to beat me up like you're not a good mother, that wouldn't have gone the way it went. That's why I really want to invite you to do a permission parenthesis. And what I mean by that is maybe giving yourself permission in the world that we live in is already too much for you. So what I would like to invite you to do is to use your imagination. Our imagination is a marvelous tool. Our imagination is the key to creation, is the key to healing, and to so many other things. What if you could imagine that you were going in a parallel dimension or something in a world where no one would know you, and you would be free to say, I don't like my life. Imagine that it's a world where there is no judgment. Imagine it's a world where moms are put on a pedestal and so well understood because society is run by women who had to go through motherhood and who understand that, and therefore they would never throw the stone to someone else, another mom, when she's experiencing difficulties or thoughts like that. And quite the opposite. Imagine that you would be praised and rewarded to voice out what you secretly are feeling inside, because this is the first step to healing. And that is actually awareness. Healing starts with awareness. Shifting starts with awareness. You cannot cut your grass if you don't see that it's too high. You cannot... my son was just scratched by one of my cats because he surprised her, and she got so scared that she scratched her on the eye, and I'm sorry, not the eye, the eyelid. And he was so deep that he needed to have 7 stitches. And thank God, until now, I said, thank God, thank the universe, thank his guardian angels that it wasn't the eye. Because there was blood and I freaked out. We got to the hospital right away, and they stitched it. They stitched his eyelid. What if you don't see the wound? You can't stitch, you can't cure, you can't heal. So that's the first stage, as scary as the wound can be. We should be rewarded for awareness of our wounding. We should be awareness for becoming aware of where we need support because there is weakness in our thoughts, or there is a lack of support around us, or whatever the reason is. Imagine that you live in a world like that. And imagine that by saying that, it's a declaration to the universe that you want to heal and that you are taking your role as a mother very responsibly, because that's the truth. That's taking your role as a mother very responsibly to address what is in your way, to be as good as you can be as a mom. So give yourself permission to say and feel whatever it is that you want to say or feel. And even if you can't put words on it yet, you feel the discomfort in your body. I knew I was feeling like I was drowning. I knew I was feeling that my life wasn't fun. It was reduced to a to-do list and a battle against my fear and a battle against the acting out of my teens. That was my life. Work at home, to-do list for the kids, even to-do list for me, even going to the gym was a to-do list because it was for my health. There was no fun, no joy, nothing. So of course I didn't love my life. I was vibrating low. So please give yourself permission. Imagine that you are somehow in a cocoon of protection. You can sit on your meditation cushion or wherever you pray or wherever you feel in contact with the universe, the divine, your angels, your guides, and talk to them. And they will come to your rescue and they will help you. And that will prevent the shame, because you will feel supported by that presence, that energy. Voice it out and ask for help. Ask for guidance. Ask for what's the next step to feel better. And address your shame. If you're already at a place where you carry shame, please do something about it. If you really declare yourself as a spiritual mom, as someone who wants to co-parent with the universe, as someone who wants to do the best, you have to take action. Even me as a coach, I have coaches, because we have blind spot, because sometimes we need someone who will reflect what we just said. I know when I coach people, I just repeat what they said and they're like, oh, wow, I didn't see it like that. But yet that's what they just said. So you need that too. I have the tools that I have as a coach, and I need that too. We all need it. No shame in that either. But if you say that you want to be the best and you are not doing anything about it, then stop saying it, because that's not true. That's not something you really want. When we really want something, And it's really possible, whether it's with me or with someone else. But with me, it's really inexpensive. So there is no reason, not even the lack of time, because you can do it on replay and you can get support after. So stop saying it. If you don't take action, you don't really want it. And it's not to guilt you, but it's to put your awareness that you have resistance and maybe work with the resistance to start. So after that big speech, I'm sending you a ton of love because I know how hard it is to be a mom sometimes. We're scared, we're tired, we judge ourselves, we feel judged, we project our judgments on others. It's hard sometimes. It's beautiful, but it's hard. And I really, really hope that I see you in the group coaching, in the workshop, in a way or another. I'm sending you my love. Free yourself of shame. Dissolve it. We're going to go deep. We're going to use clinical tapping techniques. Dissolve your shame and fly free. Until next time, be well. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us on iTunes and share it with other moms out there.